for the grill. That's expensive taste. Beyonce, pour up lemonade.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? You know who this is. One half After Hours Live for the Man Cave. This is your host, Tay Wiz, coming live and direct. First and foremost, everybody's salivating over the NBA blockbuster trade that happened yesterday. So I'm going to recap it and let people know what happened in this trade and what players went where and what picks was compensated and how this is going to work out. So first and foremost, everybody knows that James Harden is a three-time scoring NBA champion, an MVP of the league, and also a Six-Man of the Year. What he'd be leaving behind would be John Wall, like he's coming back into a form of his old self. And you got DeMarcus Cousins, who's trying to refigure out how he's going to handle things in Houston. Now, since James Harden's gone, I think DeMarcus Cousins going to fall in line into that lineup once everything gets said and done. First and foremost, James Harden to the Brooklyn Nets. And it's changed for Jared Allen and Taurean Prince. So the Nets will be losing some key defenders, a shot blocker, and a wingman. So those guys are headed to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then you got Caris LeVert, who I thought was having a tremendous year, probably most improved player of the year award, probably going to head his way if he keeps this up. You talking about they losing that type of scorer, and another guy off the bench who can handle the rock and give some of that time off to Kyrie Irving, and you losing Ronnis Kirkus. They are going to the Indiana Pacers for 3 first-round draft picks, and those picks in the following years will be a 2022 pick, 2024, and 2026. And also they swap 4 first-round picks, 2021, 2023, and also 25 and 27. Those picks are going to the Houston Rockets. So you're looking at Dante Exum right now, still trying to find his way in the NBA. He hasn't had a breakout moment where you be like, okay, he finally figured it out. So right now, Dante Exum now, for the last couple of years, been trade bait to teams because the contract matches up what they need to do. So, like I said, he's going to the Houston Rockets right along with Victor Oladipo. And they get the 2022 first-round pick from the Cavaliers. That's actually the Milwaukee Bucks trade that acquires a 2024 pick, which is the second-round pick. That's actually from Cleveland. So you round that about. So now you got Victor Oladipo going to the Houston Rockets. So what that does, you got 2 guys in the back row who both going to play defense. They both going to score at will when need be. But I think that's going to be a great look for the Houston Rockets as well, because guess who else can fall back in line in order to get their shots back up? Eric Gordon. Then you got a young guy like Christian Wood who's finding himself, he's having a stellar year too. So he could be a most improved player as well. So, like I said, you got DeMarcus Cousins coming back in there. And what that does, you can move him into the starting lineup. So you get DeMarcus Cousins at the center spot, Christian Wood at the 4, then PJ Tucker at the 3. Of course, you round it out at your 1-2 guard, you got Wall and Victor Oladipo. What I do like about this team is guys they can find other ways to score instead of watching James Harden dribble the ball a lot, which James Harden to me is playing a lot of ISO basketball. So what that does, it takes a lot for a teammate to just, you know what, this James team, I'm going to sit back, but it actually throws the rhythm off of other players who need to be inserted into the game to find their looks. I think John Wall is a great passer, right along with Victor Oladipo. These guys will get their looks, and respectively, you talk about the Houston Rockets, their record right now is 3-6. So that was 14th in the West. That's almost second to last. So you're looking at where the dynamic of this team, what's going to happen? This is the record before the trade, 3-6. Can his team, the Houston Rockets, make an insurgence move to make a playoff push? It's still early in the season. Things still can happen. You're still going through the COVID-19 things. You already know about 3 or 4 games already got canceled due to this COVID-19 outbreak. So you're looking at what Victor Oladipo brings to the table: scoring and defense, and also he's a crowd pleaser, just like John Wall. And I thought with the Houston Rockets trade, I thought things was getting a little dicey because I feel like James Harden wanted to get traded. He didn't feel like he didn't want to feel like he belonged. But in hindsight, I just feel like he disrespected his teammates. And like Boogie said, he didn't come here to play with James Harden. He came here to play with John Wall. And the reason why he made that statement was because he felt like James Harden wasn't buying in to what Coach Steven Silas was saying. So you're looking at what's going on there in that turmoil. I think it was just bad. I think it was just time for James Harden to move on. But realistically, let's be honest. Everything is good when these guys sign 5-year deals for X amount of dollars. So when you sign these deals, you're not looking in the future. You're just looking, hey man, this is a 5-year deal for $225 million. I'm gonna sign my name on the dotted line. No. You have to think about why you sign this contract, where this team gonna be at in the near future longevity wise. Because when you sign a contract that big, there's not enough money for you to go out there and get another third or fourth player to help you get over that hump. Because guess what? Your name is tied into a 5-year or 4-year deal for X amount of dollars. So when you try to get that key marquee piece in the free agency, also, guess what? You don't, because you're looking at, all right, cool. This player got a 5-year deal, $80 million, or a 4-year deal, $80 million. Then you go down, oh man, James Harden got the 5-year deal, 203, or where the case may be. So when you go out there, there's nothing left on the market but skeletons. So you're gonna go out there and sign a two-way player. It's gonna go between the G League and the NBA. You got to find some continuity and how you're gonna sign these deals. So the perfect person who was doing these deals was Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan never signed a max deal. He always say, no, I'll take a pay cut so we can pay this guy, or we can bring in this guy so we can continue a championship run. So most of these younger guys, they figure that out, they be in a good place. You just can't sit down and say, hey, I'm gonna sign a 6-7 year deal for X amount of dollars. Then when you start losing within 3 years of a 5-year deal or a 6-year deal, now you want out. Nah. Be happy how you signed that contract, and you supposed to be this marquee player or a superstar. I'm not talking about James Harden, anyone, just any player in the league. So when you talk about these marquee guys that sign these contracts, and when everything started going sour, you will not. Nah. You was happy when you signed on big league deals, trying to figure it out. How can I change something about your game? How can I make this different? How can I make more guys come? Should I do less instead of doing more? Should I insert this player in to do more things for us? Because all these guys in the league are special. They just don't get that look because guess what? Management upstairs say, all right, we signed both these guys to these long-term deals. We got to make sure they play, because if they don't play how they want to, or they feel like they don't honor their contract. So it's a lot of things that go hand in hand with this. First, you have to look at the type of team you have, how it's going to be structured. Can you get this guy to come here next year? Can you get this guy to re-sign? The only way a lot of teammates can get guys to re-sign, some of the superstars have to take a pay cut, but those guys aren't taking pay cuts. But that's the only way if you want to win championships. And I just feel like what's going on now in the NBA is kind of weird, building these super teams and making these trades, because it's making it, I mean, yeah, you want to watch the game, but on certain nights it's not enjoyable because you're looking at, for instance, you're going to look at the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Timberwolves, blowout. You're looking at the Lakers going up against the Wizards, blowout. It's not an even playing field. It's not. I think the max contract is kind of crazy to give a guy 5 years, $200-some million, but I'm not gonna be mad. But hey, get your money. I think if the NBA had just a cap, like the NFL does, if they go to a cap, and we're gonna put a cap on this, because you put a cap on, you might get you probably get a different champion every year, or certain guys get, everybody would have the same amount of pot. Person probably get the biggest contract, probably be that one player on the team. We'll make it more athletic, make it more fun. Because now now 2 or 3 players can't join a super stacked team because they don't have enough money to go around. So you're looking at the projected lineup, like I said, John Wall, Christian Wood, PJ Tucker, Victor Oladipo, and Boogie Cousins. That record 3-6. That's it. That's the 14th worst. That's in the West. That's 14th. So that's a terrible record in the West. Then you're looking at what could be a projected lineup for the Indiana Pacers. You got DeMontis Sabonis at the center spot, power forward, whatever. Miles Turner at the center spot. Doug McDermott at the three, Malcolm Brogdon at two, and Aaron Holiday at the one. Their record is 7-4. That's before. That's before. That's after the trade. So we're gonna go back and see where these teams end up. There's no All-Star break, but we're gonna come check back with these guys' record will be in later February. So we're gonna keep an eye on that. Then you got the Brooklyn Nets record are 7-6. This is after the trade. So you're looking at the potential lineup would be Jeff Green, Kevin Durant at the power forward spot, Joe Harris at the three, Harden at the two, and Kyrie at the one. Like I said before, early in this pod, is there enough basketball to go around for the Brooklyn Nets to get wins? Who's going to sacrifice on a certain night? Who's going to play defense? I know what KD can do. So now it's up to James Harden to play defense. Why did he choose this destination? Because his former coaches on the team, Mike D'Antoni. Why he want to go there? So the whole factor is play with KD and OKC, first and foremost. Second of all, you heard the game. Where's Waldo? Where's Kyrie Irving? What is Kyrie Irving going to do? He take a personal leave from the team. Like I said, I don't know the young man, but honestly, he's out like he was having a good time with his family. And all of a sudden, he broke protocol. He around people with maskless. Has his family members first and foremost. And we know people say the COVID-19 is real. But in other words, what Kyrie asked or called Kevin Durant, they've been trying to plant to be on the same team since they would play on the Olympics together. So when you're looking at Kevin Durant, his value of the team as him playing for the Golden State Warriors a couple of seasons ago, he know how to win a championship. He's a scoring title. He's an MVP. He's an Olympic gold medalist. Kevin Durant has it all. He's a walking bucket, first and foremost. A 7-footer that could put for 40, 15, 25, where the case may be, and he got post game. So you're looking at Kevin Durant, a.k.a. the Slim Reaper. What is Kyrie Irving going to do once he come back? Someone like I said, someone has to sacrifice what's going on in this NBA on this team. So you're looking at Kyrie Irving not being at practice, burning sage, doing this and that and third. I feel like Kyrie Irving, right here, I feel like Kyrie Irving is on his own path. He's looking at something different through the hourglass. The team, the coaching staff, or the organization doesn't know when he will be available. So I believe that the Houston Rockets and the Brooklyn Nets made this trade for insurance in case Kyrie Irving doesn't come back to the Brooklyn Nets so they got James Harden. So they're not telling people this. They said that Kyrie Irving is not happy with the signing of Steve Nash being the head coach. I mean, a lot of players aren't happy with their coaches or who they may get, whoever it may be. But at the same time, you just gotta go out there and make it work. Like I said, a lot of these guys are these ain't nothing but overpaid divas. They find their way in the league, they get paid, they win a couple of games, some ships, get a sneaker deal, land some TV commercials. Now he doesn't want to play because of the coach. Just go out there, Kyrie, show the talent and show the world that you got it. Because the world's saying that Kyrie Irving is being a head case. He's uncoachable. And that he's not willing to buy into what's going on the team. So let's do a rundown of the Kyrie Irving rap sheet. Got drafted by the Cavaliers from Rookie of the Year, 3-point shootout champion. And you're looking at stuff like that. Go to a couple of All-Stars in Cleveland alongside with LeBron James when the NBA championship back in 2016. So you're looking at that when he won that championship in 2016, he made the game with a shot. And a lot of people, or what I'm hearing around Cleveland, where I'm from, a lot of people believe that Kyrie feel like he was underappreciated because he hit the game with a shot. And, more of the story is that more of the praise went to LeBron James because he's the hometown native. He's the native son of Akron, Ohio, which is nothing but 30 minutes outside of Cleveland. And Kyrie Irving feel like he felt like he did more to help the team win. Of course, like I tell everybody once before, it takes a team to win a championship. You never seen a guy go out there and score 120 points by himself. John Doe got 120. The Celtics got 85. It's not going to happen ever. So when you're looking at Kyrie Irving, asked for a trade. The Cavaliers tried to trade him to Phoenix. Either at the time was a young Devin Booker or Eric Bledsoe. Trade fell through. Said no, he didn't want to go there. So they traded him to the Boston Celtics. It went through. Played there. He was balling out midway through the season. He sat out. The Boston Celtics take off. Go to Eastern Conference Finals without him. He come back, still won out, so they trade him. He goes to the Brooklyn Nets. It's a match made in heaven. He's back at home. He's from New Jersey. And the sad part about it is he goes home and play. And he goes there, do the same thing. Play when he wants to, when he wants to. And the funny part is when he's in this is before Kevin Durant arrives on the scene to the Brooklyn Nets. He gets there, miss a couple of games. The team has a winning record with him not in the lineup. He gets back inserted to the lineup. They under 500. He didn't want to play in the bubble this past season because of what was going on. That issue, something they should be playing. We should be playing. We should be doing something else bigger. A lot of players opted out. It was their decision to opt out or opt in. He was one of the players that opted out. I think he could have played because at the time Kyrie Irving was healthy. I believe that he could have put more into his craft and build a continuity with his teammates. I think he didn't want to play with those teammates because he had a bigger agenda ahead of himself, which was to get some players traded off the team, and so they can make room for James Harden. So I think Kevin Durant is happy that he got James Harden, his old running mate from OKC. So Kyrie Irving, what you're going to do is on you. Stephen A. Smith said that you should retire from the league because the league doesn't know your next step. I'm not going to say the NBA, but the Brooklyn Nets organization. So on Kyrie Irving, I'm saying to you as a basketball fan, as someone who just sits in his man cave, Kyrie Irving, the Brooklyn Nets need you. Y'all are the second favorites to win the NBA title. You guys are right in front. You guys are right in front of the Los Angeles Lakers, who are the title favorites right now. But the whole thing about the Brooklyn Nets, they lost some key pieces, some defenders, a scoring punch. You got Joe Harris supposed to be playing your three. Who he's going to guard on a nightly basis like that? When you go up against another team who's has someone more efficient and taller than him. Jeff Green, his best years is behind him at best. So it's just KD. He won his touches. James Harden definitely won his touches. We know you, Kyrie. You got some of the best handles in NBA history. We know you want to pat that pill. But which one of you three guys want to sacrifice to make this team get over the hump and win the NBA championship? That story is yet to be seen, and we will see it unfold and unravel during this NBA 72-game season. Moving right along, the Cleveland Cavaliers, like I said, a huge front court. Andre Drummond, Jared Allen, that's two. JaVale McGee, Larry Nance Jr., Kevin Love. You have 4 7-footers and a 6'10" guy. So that means someone's getting traded to make room somewhere so the Cavaliers acquire some more scoring pieces. So if this actually happened, this is my projected lineup. Andre Drummond at the center spot, Jared Allen at power forward, Iso Curl at small forward, Darius Garland at 2, Colin Sexton at point guard. Or this may switch Iso Curl come off the bench and you put Terrion Prince at that 3 spot, just because what he give you scoring wise and defensively. Not saying the young guy Iso Curl can't play defense because he's a young specimen. He definitely can play defense. So Cavaliers are 5-7. That's their record is 11 in the East. They're only 2 or 3 games. They really, I think they're half a game out of the 8th spot. Can the Cavaliers in this new lineup or with the new players that they acquired from this team, can they make a push to be a playoff team? And I think the answer would be yes. The whole thing is about this young Cavaliers core. Can they play every night and go hard and win 3 out of 4 instead of losing 3 out of 4? Because you already know if you lose 3 out of 4, you plummet back down. You win 3 out of 4 on every trip, you still climb, or you may just even it out. I believe they can do some young things with that coaching staff with JB Bicker's staff. I think you got this team more of a defensive-minded team. They are one of the teams in the NBA who have a high-end scoring average in the third quarter. So you already know. I said it before. I'm gonna say it once. I'm gonna say it before. A team like this, they can make some moves. I think it's about time to trade Kevin Love and see what can you get for him. Maybe trade him to a contender and maybe take one of the guys off the bench or some more draft picks. That's what what's going on now for certain teams around the league. Trade some of their players away and getting all these first round draft picks. They stockpiling. Look at the OKC Thunder. Look at all the draft picks they got coming up in the near future. Winning. And Sam Presti is a hell of a GM. So I think a lot of teams is taking heave at that, what they want to do in that type of role. So we're gonna see how these records fold out and where these teams be at once we get to that. Like I said, no All-Star break. When I come back around February, I'm gonna say 21st, but that's when All-Star weekend ends because it begins on the 17th. So we're gonna look at those records again on February 16th. We're gonna see how those will stack up. Where would these teams be at? We already know the Brooklyn Nets is going to climb from that 6th spot, probably all at the first place by that time. Who may knows? The Houston Rockets may go from 14th. It may be a 7th seed. The Pacers, that's going to be tough. Victor Oladipo, that's going to be tough. You're losing 20 points per game with him, someone who attacks the rim. So the Cavaliers are 5-7. They don't really have a real scoring identity. They don't know who. They know Colin Sexton is the go-to guy, but they need someone else outside of that who can get another bucket to see can they find more wins for this team. We're going to see where these records may be at. So moving right along, you got the NFL. You got the divisional rounds of the playoffs began. You got the Browns at the Chiefs. That'd be Sunday at 3:05. Under that, they got the under. They got the Chiefs -10. They got the Rams and Packers. I don't know how the Packers. They missing one of their key guys, offensive tackle. Then you got the Rams. Their quarterback Jared Goff still got the broken thumb on his throwing hand. Aaron Donald, he would be ready to play on Saturday. They say he has some. I want to say a rib problem. I don't want to say cracked or fracture, but he said the ribs is probably bruised. That game is actually Saturday. Then you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as they call it, Tampa Brady, going up against the New Orleans Saints and Alvin Kamara. With this, like I said, between these two quarterbacks are 84 years old together combined. So whoever wins this game, someone may retire at this quarterback spot. Will it be Drew Brees or will it be Mr. Six Rings himself, Tom Brady, a.k.a. the GOAT? That game is actually Sunday too as well. I believe that's a night game. Then you got the Ravens and Bills. The Bills are favorites in that one. Mine's down that is -4.5. Did Lamar Jackson find his stride at his first playoff win? So now the Buffalo Bills got to stop Lamar Jackson, and J.K. Dobbins. When you got those two going, then now Lamar Jackson figure out that he can actually throw the ball downfield. When he has those two things going, his legs and his arm is a deadly combination. Can this combination get them past the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo? Talk about Buffalo, first time winning division in almost 25 years. We know Tom Brady was pretty much winning that division the last 17 years when he was up there in New England. It's a new kid on the block, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs. They just signed Earl Thomas. Can this team make their way back to an AFC championship? I'm going to say they can, but two things have to happen. They got to find a way to keep Lamar Jackson off the field, keep him contained, and rattle him. If you got those three things going for the Buffalo Bills, they will walk away with the win. And back to the Bucs. This team is emerging at the right time. Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, Gronkowski, Brady, Fournette. Does this team have enough juice and firepower to beat the Saints? Absolutely. Which Tom Brady going to get? Tom Brady is being rushed a lot in the first down situations, third down situations, making him throw the ball deep downfield, either to get pass broken up or get deflected or intercepted. So if Tom Brady can play with that poise with them boys in Tampa Bay, they will have no problem getting past New Orleans. But at the same time, you got Drew Brees coming back from rib injury. Alvin Kamara, we've seen what he did in the last couple of weeks. Now you got Mike Thomas back. He catch everything. So you're looking at the New Orleans Saints. Can these Saints go marching in the Superdome or the Mercedes Dome where they play at? The Superdome. So wherever they play at. Can this team sustain to get past the Bucs? I'm going to say yes. Packers and Rams, I think the MVP this year is AR-12, Aaron Rodgers. He's a bad man. I think the Packers got enough to get past the Rams. I don't sleep on the Rams. They got good corners, but I just feel like the Packers may get past those guys because guess what? The kids that come from sunny California got to come play football up in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's not a good sight. And I believe Aaron Rodgers get the job done. He got that big ball over there, number 17, Devontae Adams. He got Aaron Jones and them guys in the backfield. So watch out for them. And that defense, they got some guys. They got some thumpers up there. Back to the Browns. In Kansas City, you got two gunslingers, Baker Mayfield, the touchdown maker, and you got Patrick Mahomes. This team, the Chiefs, are a dangerous team on offense, but their defense give up a lot of yardage on the ground to running backs. Can the Chiefs win this game? Absolutely. Can the Browns win this game? Absolutely. But the one thing for the Browns, can their corners keep up and keep an eye on Tyreek Hill, the cheetah? Because if not, we're going to see a lot of this. Touchdown. He's always going to throw you the deuces. But in hindsight, Travis Kelce is one of the best tight ends in the NFL. He pick up big yardage when the ball is thrown to him. Not 1 yard. He picks up chunks. The average on a catch, what is it, 5 yards a catch? That's pretty much a first down almost every time. So there's a lot of things the Browns got to do. They got to contain Patty Mahomes and trying to keep an eye out on the home run ball over the field. Not only they got to do that, in the news, Sammy Watkins is talking trash. One of the guys on their team believes said, hey, we got a task, we got some competition this week against the Browns. As I quote, Sammy Watkins said, no, for real, we be all right. We can get past them. So this is another week with another team wide receivers, spicing it up a little bit, talking a little jump. Last week you had Juju, his antics, same old gray faces, And you got Chase Claypool in his game room saying they don't matter. They're gonna get clapped next week by the Chiefs. The whole thing is when a team like the Cleveland Browns are playing dangerous, don't have nothing to lose. It's hard to beat teams like that because guess what? At this time of the year, teams like that believe in themselves. At the end of the day, folks, remember the Chiefs haven't played football in almost 3 weeks. So you're looking at that, a little rust here. Practice is different to game time. But the whole thing is, will the Browns let loose? Can these corners keep up with the Chiefs receivers and tight ends, with their playmakers? Can the Browns get off the field on third down? On third down. That's the whole thing. They gotta make the Kansas City Chiefs punt the ball. And when I mean punt the ball, they gotta punt the ball and the Browns gotta score on their end. That would be considered their turnover. And I feel like they got two of the best backs on their team, Kareem the Dream Hunt and Nick Do It All Chubb. So you look at those guys right there, and I give the Browns a fair chance to win this game. So when that's said, I'm gonna go Browns to beat the Chiefs. Give me the Packers, give me the Saints, and give me the Bills. And until next time, folks, you know who I am. I'm Tay Witts. I'm coming live and direct from the man cave. I'm out of here. Peace.